festival director and founder, and today I'll be hosting this live stream for you. Welcome to the third edition of MiraBan UK Film Awards, powered by MiraBan Ltd company. MiraBan UK Film Awards is an international diversity-driven independent film festival run by and for independent filmmakers. Every edition, MiraBan UK Film Awards winners are screened also at the Festival Emergence, our festival partner, to gain double exposure and recognition. Our submissions are still open for this last 10 days, so if you want to take advantage of our partnership, please do submit to the festival. So first and foremost, let me welcome our special guest, Jordan Pitt. Say hello, Jordan.
Hi guys, how you doing? Thanks for having me.
So Jordan is a London-based actor and filmmaker with over 20 years experience both in front and behind the camera. He launched One Umbrella Production in 2011 and he premiered his first film, Lost Words, that also has been shot in the south of France and was premiered at Adversities in the following year. So Jordan continued producing a few shorts, among which two have been selected by our festival. One is What Would You Do? And that has also been screened on BBC and BFI Festival, and at the same time Coffee, who has won multiple international recognitions, and today we'll be focusing on Coffee. So without any further ado, I want to launch the trailer of Coffee and then we'll talk more about it. So stay tuned.
So now, Michelle, why are you sitting here feeling sorry for yourself? You forget how strong you are. Which one of them are you?
And we're back. So Jordan, let's talk about Coffee. I like to have directors introducing their own film, so please share with our audience what is Coffee about and what's so special for you about it.
Yeah, so Coffee is about a lesson learned. It's a woman who goes through a breakup and is comforted by her grandmother with the use of let's call it like a proverbial wisdom. And yeah, what attracted me most to the story was just the simplicity of it. I remember, the writer, and who also stars in it, Nee Adate Evans, he approached me with it. He was like, yeah, I'm not too sure if you're gonna like it. But, and I was reading it and not quite knowing where it was gonna go, but it was the simplicity of it and the simplicity of the ending of it, as it were. So yeah, that's what really attracted me to it.
Amazing. So who was your main source of inspiration for this? This was like a personal relationship with, I don't know, maybe your own grandmother, or was it something that just you felt was, you heard it somewhere and it was inspiring for you to make a film about it?
Yeah, as I said, it wasn't me who wrote it. I just directed it.
Right.
And when Nee wrote it, actually, when he tells the story, it's pretty much, he was in the middle of writing something else. He had procrastinated and, he had kind of seen this story or the proverb itself being told, and he wanted to make it into into like a film version. And yeah, and I guess to answer your question about, what resonates with me, in essence, the way we cast the grandmother, I found that was really resonated, authentic kind of Caribbean grandmother. She was like everybody's grandma on set, she was really kind of ruling the shoot and telling everyone, commanding that respect. And I think that adds a lot of gravitas to the project as well. And again, that I think, yeah, it could be anyone's grandma, and I think that that really adds to the weight of it.
Right. Let's dig a little bit more into the film story without giving it away too much. So it's about relationships and how do we deal with relationships afterwards? Like, do we like let ourselves down in self-pity, or we do consider that we can react. So the grandmother here is a character that push you to see the strength, the power within you in a very subtle way, and coffee is in a way a symbolic way to show the energy that is within you. So in terms of this writer-director relationship, how was how did it work for you? Like, do you immediately imagine how you were going to work on this production? Let us know a little bit more about the process.
Yes, and Nee and I have been friends for a number of years, and we've worked on a number of projects together. So the process of actually working together was quite seamless. With regards to this, it was written in such a way where it was very visual, so it really made sense to me. And again, just by the use of the different tools to show what you're made of and to show that comparison, that really resonated with me. So I was quite like, you know what, actually, I usually look for something that's with a bit more action, a bit more, in your face type thing. But as they always say, less is more. And again, that was a big thing that stood out in this particular project. So yeah, in terms of our relationship and working with it, for me, I stripped it down even more because there was more dialogue. We recently had a screening together and we were talking about this. He was saying, yeah, you axed half my lines. And I'm just like, look, the power, sometimes less is more. And yeah, he was all right with me at the end of that.
Amazing. And I noticed, watching also your other movie, What Would You Do? It is also shortlisted and that's definitely one of the favorites of this festival too. I was wondering do you tend to work always with the same actors? Do you like to keep that kind of bond? Because I've seen shared actors in these two productions. So is it something that you do as your directorial choice, or it just happens?
I wouldn't say I tend to just try and work with the same people, but at the same time, it's with the film industry, I've been working hard at it for a number of years, and if I can bring people through the door with me, I'll do so. So our main actress Adele James, we had worked together on What Would You Do first, which was a tough shoot. It being low budget, you face a lot of trials and tribulations, and her amongst a lot of other of the cast, there were some tough nights where you're thinking, I don't know how we're gonna make it, but the actors kind of dig deep, go above and beyond for you. So then when Coffee came up, we were looking at options to cast, but we really liked Adele's work ethic. We just thought she'll be right for the role, and so yeah, it was a mix between the two. But no, I do try and open the doors, especially with up and coming projects. So it's a real mix. You try and work with people you've worked with before, but at the same time, you're looking for new talent as well, and give an opportunity for new people.
Yeah, that's definitely resonates with this film that is also very diversity driven. So I would say that it's a little treasure, this and What Would You Do, both of them. In terms of the way you kind of structured the low budget, because obviously Coffee is a bit more minimalistic compared to What Would You Do, which is a bit more articulate. It has definitely raised more costs. But what was the process for it? Like, did you had it self-funded? Did you launch a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo campaign, or you went into the cost of your production because you believed in the project and you wanted to invest in it?
Yeah, as you can see on both projects, there's quite a number of different producers. So, all of us have kind of worked together on different projects in some capacity, whether the film journey, whether it be acting, whether it be just across the board. So it's just a matter of coming together, really not wanting to wait around for anything, because you can wait around for funding and let years pass you by and you haven't made anything. So it's really just getting up, go put your money where your mouth is, and and just get creative. So that was pretty much what it is, what it was, and what we will continue to be doing. But obviously, as the ideas get bigger and projects get bigger, you would have to kind of go for the funding route. But as it stands, we're not trying to let that hold us back.
Well, that's usually what happens with the films that we do select. That's why we are an independent film festival raised for and by independent filmmakers. That's one thing that I always felt as an independent filmmaker myself, that you don't have to wait for anyone to tell you that you can do it. You have to tell yourself. And when it's, budget-wise, you have to be creative, you have to be clever. And in many ways, what I noticed, and this is for your film, but for all the finalists of this edition and the past editions that we had, everyone used all their creativity to maximize the resource at their disposals. And definitely that sometimes shown on screen. And, if you wouldn't know that was a low budget production, sometimes you just wouldn't tell, wouldn't be able to know. So that's the, I would say, the brave side of being an independent filmmaker, and it just, it's rewarding to see them a great project that travels to festivals and gets recognition. I read about the recognitions of Coffee, but you can tell me better than I can. So can you just let us know a little bit more of its journey to our festivals?
Yeah, so the first award it won was at the Wadidley Film Festival, which is in Antigua, which is in the Caribbean. So that was back in 2019, and then it just recently won fan favorite at the American Black Film Festival, also known as ABFF, which is based in Miami. And yeah, it's currently, we get the results tonight actually, for the Black Reel Awards, which also takes place, that's a US based awards ceremony. So he got nominated for Outstanding Short Film for that. So yeah, it's very humbling, because as a filmmaker, I'm sure you can relate. Awards are nice, but you don't necessarily make it for the awards, or you spend so much time consumed with it, and then you get it out, and it's however it's received is however it's received. We have no control over that. So us, and I can say on behalf of the team, it's definitely a humbling experience. Like, you sit back and so the first time I ever watched it on the big screen was literally a few days ago, at the Crystal Palace International Film Festival, where both Coffee and What Would You Do have been picked up there also. And I said to Nee, because it was him and I in attendance, and I said, wow, it actually looks nice on the big screen. That's the first time I've ever seen it, because I missed a few of the earlier screenings. And yeah, it was, because I haven't necessarily watched it from beginning to end for a long time, because you're in the edit and you've seen it so many times. But it was really nice to see it after all that time, and and just to see how it's received. It's always just a beautifully humbling experience.
Definitely, and it's, as you said, it's not just for the recognition per se. It's what people give you the recognition with the sake of their attention. So the moment they watch it and they appreciate it and they receive the message, I think there is no more rewarding experience than that. So
exactly,
doesn't matter how big is the award or what is the award about. It's more about you have made something that resonates with people's mind and soul. And definitely Coffee is one of those little pills, we can say, that stay with you. And this is just on a side note, I am Italian, so coffee has an important meaning for me, despite the fact I am an Italian living in the UK. So I converted to tea because I couldn't find coffee around that would suit me. So unless I make it for myself, I had converted to tea. But I was making some coffee for myself the other day, and I couldn't help thinking of your film. So if that happens to anyone holding a cup of coffee the next day, you won.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's funny you say that, because when we were thinking, because we didn't have a name for the film, Coffee was always the working title. So as we neared the end, we're like, what should we call it? And then Nee was like, I quite like coffee. And I'm like, yeah, To call it something else, I think it definitely suits. But yeah, I think, yeah, it's an interesting journey because we didn't know the extent of which it has been received. We didn't necessarily expect that. But saying that, we didn't know what to expect. But you know, it's definitely it's definitely a nice feeling for it to be received as it has been.
That's lovely. Well, that's amazing, and you know, I can't wait to hear for the feedbacks of this film. So just to arrive at the end of the live stream, I want to give a couple of reminders to our audience. So remember that this film, along with the other finalists, will be screened during the festival days online from the 14th to 17th of March on our festival platform. And during these days, you will be able to vote for your favorite. How to vote for that? You'll have to join our group on Facebook called London Film Events, and you will have to look for a poll that will be posted at midnight on the 15th of March. So from that day on till 6 p.m. 17th of March, right before the beginning of the awards ceremony and the screening, we will be counting the votes for the best film audience. So this film is competing for Best UK Short, along with What Would You Do? And we will talk more about what we do in person at the festival, because Jordan and some of the crew members are joining us. So we are really, really happy to meet you in person there. And last information for you all. So the festival is happening at the World Cinema on the 17th of March, starting at 7 p.m. Few free tickets are still left over, so please do grab them and join us at the festival. We can't wait to see this film with you and to hear what you think about it. Thank you so much, Jordan, for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And talk soon. Bye.
Thank you.